Politics, President William Ruto last week hinted at a possible parliamentary group meeting between his party UDA and Raila Odinga's ODM party. Now, the parliamentary meeting, which would be a first between the two parties since Ruto and Odinga entered into an MOU, has been touted as one which cements their resolve to work together beyond the 2027 general elections. Equally, talk has been rife over the possibility of the meeting being used to oust or read the Riot Act to rebel ODM MPs, including Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, who has remained opposed to the Ruto-Raila pact. Sydney Chazima spoke to political commentators on the possible outcomes of this meeting, and here now is that story.
First things first, we'll delve into the issues of the day. Recently, when William was speaking in Migori, I presume, he said that
Jumatatu tunakutana na wabunge wa broad-based, wabunge wa ODM na wabunge wa Kenya Kwanza, ndio tukubaliane vile hiyo kazi itaendelea mbele, tuunganishe Kenya na Kenya iweze kwenda mbele.
What do you make of this, first of all, from the facial value? What do you make of this?
From the face value, we can see a lot of deepening of the political relationship between UDA and ODM.
They are working together. All pretext has been thrown out of the window. Now they are coming up in the open, saying, look here, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we are working together. There's no more room for pretending.
Because of the coming together under this broad-based government, because of the Honorable Raila Odinga.
And this event reminds me of, I think, between 2013 and 2017, there was URP and TNA. And this was a time now when the members of parliament were meeting in State House, and it culminated into the grand Jubilee Party.
What do you believe are the possible issues that are going to be discussed in this meeting?
One of the possible issues that is going to be discussed is the possibility of ODM and UDA having a coalition party.
The naysayers give us space, give us room, and judge us in 2027. And we've said this is going to remain in place up to 2027.
And most of the time when there's this kind of meeting, there are usually some discussions, internal discussions about changes in leadership, party leadership, parliamentary leadership. And most of the time it's positive for some, but for some there are ramifications. At this current point of time, there is one name that is really making the headlines in terms of opposing what is going on between Ruto and Raila, and that is the Secretary General of ODM.
The very people who ascended to power on the back of a slogan, they were running around just saying hustler. Nobody ever understood what hustler means. Those same people are saying we cannot do the very same and go on a slogan. One word. Say it yourself.
There's the possibility they're going to get rid of him.
Yes, and it is not strange.
And I think they might want to use that PG, that joint PG, to tame the rebels.
This meeting reminds us of June 2020, when the cracks in Jubilee were now becoming more clearer. And President Uhuru, together with former President Uhuru, together with Murathe, called for a Jubilee PG at KICC. And it took only 15 minutes, and Aden Duale, the majority leader, was ousted from his position. So even the upcoming PG between ODM and UDA, it is a meeting that is going to give direction on members of parliament and senators who are not towing the line.
Hiyo ni kama hiyo ngurumo ya chura. Ngurumo ya chura haizui ng'ombe kunywa maji. Ng'ombe itakunywa maji.
You can imagine the kind of situation Sifuna will find himself in. I think they want to bring this thing to closure. They want ODM going forward to speak with one voice.
We will be able to move beyond 2027. I'm confident we will move beyond 2027.
Speaking of which, the agreement between the two parties, there has been talk of ODM providing a deputy for 2027.
Rais atapata nafasi ya kuwa mkuu wa
Who are these possibilities and how does this augur in the national politics?
Yes, there are potential candidates in ODM.
na sasa Mheshimiwa Rais atakata utepe.
Of late we've seen a lot of activities going to Homa Bay and a lot of profile being given to Gladys Wanga. I believe it is not in vain. Why not Kakamega Governor? Why not Anyang' Nyong'o? Why not Siaya Governor Orengo? Why not Mombasa Governor? It's also ODM. The intentional profiling of Homa Bay as a county with endless potential and Wanga as a worker, it might be predicting something.
You see, this is what many people are saying, that Gladys Wanga is most likely going to be the running mate to William Ruto in 2027. They cite the cooperation with Raila Odinga and by extension the Luo people. They also cite the fact that the mountain is gone and the Kindiki is too weak to save Ruto in the mountain.
Kuna wale wanasema tutoke ndani ya broad base. Nyinyi mnasema nini?
That could as well be the case, but as to whether that can replace the mountain vote, I've always said no. You cannot replace a sure bet like the Mount Kenya with a weak bet like the Luo vote. I doubt that Raila can transfer beyond the Luo vote, that he can transfer the Western Mlembe vote, the Kamba vote which he had, the coastal vote which he had. I doubt that he can transfer that to William Ruto.
That song depicts clearly.
And finally, how formidable is this ticket going to be, the ticket between UDA and ODM?
If the voter dynamics remain the same for the past maybe 3 years, 3 elections, I think this is a very strong ticket.
Raila is a tough politician in his own right. Ruto is a tough campaigner and a tough politician. So on that basis alone, the Raila-Ruto side is a formidable side. And that's why I keep advising the opposition. If you think Ruto is finished merely because everybody is singing one term, you got another thing coming, as Americans would put it.
The opposition has a lot to worry about. People say that Raila cannot be a king, but he can be a kingmaker.
Password ya leadership iko na Raila Amolo Odinga, password iko na Musalia Mudavadi, password iko na Hassan William Samoei Ruto.
The numbers may not be on their side as we look at them, using the lenses we are using now, where the country is one term.
Nobody should try to threaten us. We are Kenyans, like you are Kenyans.
But I'm telling you, politics is not sloganeering. Politics is a question of, even when you have people behind you, you must move to harness those numbers. If there is anger against the government, against Ruto, against Raila Odinga, you must translate that anger into votes.
When that time comes, we will face Kenyans squarely and tell Kenyans, this is why we did ABCD, this is where we want to go. Utasema yako, tutasema yetu. Tuone Wakenya watamini nani.
So it is high time that if the opposition wants to clinch power in 2027, they have to check Raila. Raila is the opponent, even if Ruto is the one on the ballot.
And a section of Nyandarua County